This evolved from a man cave into...
Sick. There's my shot.
There you go. Good boy.
There's my shot. Ned, welcome back to the Sanctuary Podcast.
Thanks, Nelson.
Here we are.
Here we are.
I wanted to make this nice and punchy and direct from the start.
Cool.
Shall we tuck into the truth?
Let's tuck in.
The truth about everything. The truth about...
When do you tell the truth and when do you lie?
When do I tell the truth and when do I lie? I was going to start more with...
You take it away.
The importance of the truth. And in essence, we're all looking for the truth. And that's kind of like what I've observed in my short yet lengthy and dense time on this planet Earth, is that we're all just looking for the truth. And that's the truth in life. Like, we're looking for, in essence, we're looking for something that's going to make us happy, fulfilled, purposeful. The truth. We think the truth comes from things that were marketed and things from the commercial world, but from that, we think that people are telling the truth, and we think that we're telling ourselves the truth. The truth is everywhere, but it's not ever really the truth. So what is the truth? No, Lindsay?
I was just about to ask you that.
What is the truth?
Because you could argue everyone is living their own truth.
Yes.
In a way. I think the truth would be...
I think everyone is living a truth that they think is the truth, but the truth is what we talked about the other day, which is we are humans living a spiritual experience.
Right.
I feel like that is the truth.
I'd say that's the truth. Yep.
And that is what we need to hold in fundamental esteem, as like we need to revere that. That needs to be foundational. That needs to be our concrete base on which we build upon. It needs to be, what the concrete base we build upon. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Our stance.
Foundation.
Our foundation.
As a global society.
As a global society.
Human race.
As a human.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think there's a foundation now? As a human?
As a human race, or...
Sure. Because for Christians it's religion, but there's not a shared reality or religion there. Like, is there would you say there's not a foundation necessarily that...
Yeah, I feel like it's really murky. And I feel like that's where most anxiety in life comes from. That's why I feel like we are currently on a trajectory as a society towards murkiness, towards chaos. Because that is the direction we're going. Like, we don't know how to take care of our earth. We definitely don't know how to take care of each other. Ourselves, sorry. We definitely don't know how to take care of ourselves. And we definitely, we kind of know how to take care of each other. So, but us as a society don't, our concrete base, fundamental, what we revere now is very murky, and it jumps, and we revere people, and we revere, we have role models, we revere, movie stars, influencers, we revere characters,
success, wealth,
status, things. This is currently what we seek as the truth. And I say that because that's what everyone pours their energy into. Make a lot of money will make me happy. That is a lot of what people's truth is. I will find love, that will make me happy. Another person in my life as a companion, that will make me happy. And that is the way we are going. So I should say that the truth is our north on the compass. That is where we are pointed towards. That is, there is the truth, which is the actual north we should be pointed towards.
Right.
And then there's the truth that we currently hold, which people are pointed
Sure.
towards a myriad different things that lead them in several different directions. And I think this is the essence of most of our conversations. Like, we're, everything that we talk about and we have talked about, and it's all is subsets of the truth.
Right.
It's
right.
all
Yeah.
it's all of it kind of branches off.
This
And
foundational truth, which is that life is a spiritual experience. Okay. I like how we've discussed this as a foundational truth, and then we've opened up discussion for these kind of other streams of truth. But starting with the foundational truth, life is a spiritual experience. How do I frame this? Because religious people, I would say, probably agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not living the same truth necessarily. How do we solve that one?
So the truth is deeper. Like, there's a specific truth.
Okay.
But first of all, do you feel that? Do you feel that we are humans living a spiritual experience?
I do. Yes. Yeah. I do.
It's.
But where I am interested in exploring is for a lot of our mates and stuff, and kind of the society that we live in at the moment. Like, it's not really regarded as that, and
Nope.
I guess from their perspective, when they say, like, all right, why is it a spiritual experience? Prove to me. And I think that's an interesting question to answer. We're set on it. Like, how do we explain it in a pretty, like, to us it's pretty clear, but to someone who goes, why is it a fundamental truth that this is a spiritual experience life? Yeah, what would you say to that? Because I think that's an important question. Like, part of these discussions is, like, we want to live in Sydney in a society where that is more embraced, right? And not really from a woo-woo stance, because I think there's some associations with spiritual as woo-woo. So it'd be like, how can we share our position on it, not make it woo-woo, and just kind of maybe remove the taboo that, hey, this is a spiritual experience, we think. Yeah, so two-part question. How would you answer that? This is a spiritual experience. Probably helps to define what is the word spiritual.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And it's what most Western people struggle with, because we come from a scientific background, like, we want proof. Seeing is believing. Like, we want to be able to test and prove something. That is our scientific, I guess, inkling and nature, and we want to be able to prove things. And the thing about a spiritual experience, and this spiritual experience, is that it's instinctual, it's innate. I only feel this and express this because you feel it, and you can't. It's something that you must. It comes from belief. Like, you can't prove that there is a higher power. You can't prove that there is, like, in a scientific way, which is why most people say, oh, the rest is woo-woo, or, like, it's hard to believe. But belief is the bridge between the corporeal and the incorporeal. So the bodily and the human and the earthly, which is the corporeal, and the incorporeal, which is the divine, the heavenly, the unexplainable. Right. So the bridge between those two is belief, is faith. And that's why religious people, they have faith and they can believe in those things. And I never, like, religion's a funny one, and I guess we can touch on that.
Let's touch on it in a bit. Let's go back to
that later, because like, spiritualness has been institutionalized, as humans love to do. We love to put our own spin on things and make it our thing instead of letting it be nature's thing. It's like, no, this is ours now. Let's put a roof on it and charge people for it. And that's, what we've done in a lot of ways with religion. But as a spiritual experience, a good way to test is this a spiritual experience is look up at the sky at night. Look up at the sun. Think about what the sun is and the moon and how the laws of nature are occurring invisibly around us constantly. Like, think about gravity as a concept. Think about, let's go back to the sun. The sun is there and it literally gives us all life on Earth. And it apparently has just come from nothing. Has just come from
The Big Bang.
a theory that we call the Big Bang.
Which can be explained by science. In fact, like the sun, the moon, the nature can be scientifically explained, which is where
yeah, and you look at the design of it, and the design of it is crazy. And that's one argument for spirituality is natural design and the orderliness of it and the craziness of it, which it's really quite special. So that's on that scale. And then the other scale, so it's two-part. You look outward into the world and you look inward. And when you look inward into your consciousness and into your experience, it's like, okay, like now things get really interesting.
yes, this is where I would come in on my spirituality part. Like I'm less so. I've learned to like appreciate nature and that stuff, but I think you can have spirituality without religion, right?
100%.
And that for me it comes into like the consciousness and the conscious experience. Like that stuff's that can't be proven by science. So there goes that science argument for consciousness, which is, I mean, it seems to me, I don't know the field too well, but it seems to me the stance is more just like, yeah, we just don't know what's going on there.
Well, you can
So therefore, let's explore the spiritual side of that, which is like, yeah.
And you can explain the effects of consciousness, like you can explain how we react as humans through our experience with consciousness. Like they do tests on, how your consciousness can work as a human with lights and your reaction times and whatever. But when and everyone can do this test, you literally close your eyes and look inward, away from the thoughts, and you realize, like, holy shit, what actually is this? I am a conscious being. Consciousness is this thing that we cannot put our finger on or really explain, like how the end, like not the end, but like ... What is this experience? It's one of my favorite koans. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, I know. And that's probably the path I'd go down when people would ask, are you spiritual? Why? It would be like,
Yes.
well, when you meditate and you pause and you kind of take away the idea of yourself, like what is remaining, what is left, and you touch, you smell, you feel, but you kind of, when you sit and quiet the mind, there's like an emptiness, right? And that is quite a spiritual experience when things go away and you're left with whatever remains. And this might sound esoteric, but that feeling feels spiritual. And when you say feel spiritual, what do you mean by feel spiritual? It's just like, is it an emotion? You don't know, but there's a connection to the world and I guess others that feels beyond the kind of typical conventions that we operate in Western culture and that we currently generally live in. It feels like something beyond that a little bit. So that's kind of where the spiritual component comes in with my frame of mind, which feels actually, if you're a scientist or if you want to look at spirituality through a rational lens, to me it's rational. I don't know, when you experience that and you drop away the self, the ego, like what is left, if you have a rational brain and you want to apply a scientific lens, it still fully applies. The term like, oh, this is spiritual life, I still think can be applied through a rational and scientific lens once you kind of experience that in emptiness.
Yeah.
because it's empirical. Like, you quiet down your mind, and you actually watch the thoughts. Like, you watch them, you see them come in, and then they go. You can do it when you meditate, right? It goes away, and when you clear that mind, you create that space. What is left? It's not. You take away your ego and parts of yourself. Like, you can do this empirically, scientifically, and what is left?
It's not more thoughts.
Do it. Yeah. So
It is a feeling unlike anything else, and that's where the instinctual nature comes from. Like, as you just said, when you peel away the thoughts and you quiet your mind and you look inward, it is literally a feeling like nothing else in the world, and it's not necessarily a feeling, because it is so. It's away from the from the sensational world. It is something completely I'm not going to say inhuman, but it's something completely different.
yeah, but like how spiritual books, like in Buddhism and stuff, and Zen, they would say it's like an abundance. It's an inner freedom. It's a connection to the world that doesn't have restraint. It's an emptiness, but it's everything. It's all quite hard to pin down. So I'm cautious of doing that. But yeah, yeah.
It can be experienced, and
Yeah.
the pinning down bit is like, I feel like people just need to. It's something that everyone can experience. It's not something that needs to be tamed or pinned down. It just needs to be something that people can feel for themselves, see for themselves, and it comes from a little bit of practice. A little bit of practice of introspection and looking into the mind. But you put anyone through a 10-day Vipassana retreat where they actually meditate, we get anyone to meditate every day for a year, I guarantee you they will be able to, by the end of that, be able to say, I felt that.
Yeah.
Like,
And I would add, like, even if that's not the only path, I still think the consciousness, just the idea of it, the fact that we don't know much about it, should allow for room to discuss, okay, is this a spiritual life? Just based on the fact that we don't know much about consciousness, which is kind of, consciousness is the entire experience of life. The fact that there's so many questions about it, should make the discussion of whether life is spiritual probably a more fertile ground than it currently is. Like, it can't really be dismissed because we don't know what consciousness is, which is experience, in my opinion. Yeah.
and therefore,
So that's a good starting block.
that's that.
Is it a spiritual life? Well, here's why we think it is. Perfectly reasonable grounds with the consciousness stuff. Like, dude, there's some interesting stuff. I mean, it sounds crazy, but the idea that we don't know what consciousness is, it might be non-local. I don't think that making these not crazy things to discuss, I think, is quite important. And that's kind of fun and interesting. Non-local, the fact that I just chair. I'm not saying I'd believe that, but it's there's no reason to necessarily believe otherwise very strongly. So,
And these are the things that I feel I know humans have experienced and talked about throughout time.
right.
This is what
Right.
a lot of Eastern philosophy is based around, and it's less empirical evidence, because it is a lot of evidence, because it's experience, but this is what Buddhism is based around,
Right.
where they talk about consciousness is non-local. Very hard to prove scientifically. Why do thousands of books from humans say these things, that consciousness is intertwined throughout everything, and that, love is at the heart of everything, and consciousness is fundamental? Like, why have so many people talked about this and felt this and put it down on paper and committed their lives to it? Like,
Yeah, and when you do meditate and get to that non-dual perspective where there's no subject or object, like that glass of water, it's not an object and I'm the subject
hold
looking
that
at
thought.
it.
Hold
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thought. Jasmine, what's up?
Hey Jazz, how are you? Good to see you.
Come in and say hi.
How are you?
Jasmine.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good, sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're
What
good.
up, gangster?
What up, gangster?
How's your shop?
Oh, it was great. Love the shop on a Sunday. So busy in there.
Did you walk?
No.
You drive.
Jasmine, one of the heart and souls of the sanctuary, leaving the good energy for the sanctuary to spread and harbour. Non-dual.
Yeah, the non-dual. I think that's you can empirically kind of get to that point where you remove the subject object, right? And there is a non-local, like you can experience in a way the non-local conscious aspect of consciousness to an extent. I'm not going to black and white say that is it, but you feel like, yeah.
I felt that
You
too.
feel that, and again, I'm kind of approaching this to a scientific and rational view. You can achieve this through meditation and those sorts of insights. So I'm approaching this spirituality topic from one of the ways I'm approaching it is from that scientific rational lens, because I think you can put it in that lens to convince people or give that argument. Yeah.
I feel like you can put it in that lens to get over the first barrier.
Right.
Which
Sure.
is overcoming the rational
But then it's
mind.
then it's kind of everywhere, dude. Yeah.
Because you do need to. But you can use the rational mind to get into spiritual states.
You can. Yeah, for sure.
Which is what like koans do and what guided meditations do, where Sam Harris will say things to you and it's like you're
Fucking finger cooking.
the finger cooking, brother.
I'm just like that when he does that. But,
He'll say a phrase that like makes me it's like
yes, yeah.
there is no problem to solve right now. Like
Right.
so the rational mind is our anchor, yet one of our greatest survival tools, but it is we need to cut that anchor first, and that is what I feel like is the biggest barrier to getting to the truth. People don't want to cut that anchor because there's so much bullshit out there, and they don't want to fall into rough seas and get taken into places that because as soon as you start saying that you need to have belief in something, it's very hard for people to be able to be like, let me...
Right.
But we're not asking people to believe in something, we're asking people to introspect, to believe in yourself, in your consciousness.
Sure. I think to get to that point, I think the path is at the moment, because you can't just cut the rational mind for like, the person's not just going to cut the rational mind if they use the rational mind in their daily life. I think it's meditate, learn to quiet the mind, experience different consciousness in different ways, practice that, and then I think you inevitably start to lose the rational mind, because the rational mind isn't reality in a way, and you experience that through meditation. Would you agree with that? So
I would 100% agree with that.
but then you just stop relying on the rational mind quite naturally, I would say.
You realise how many lies the rational mind tells you.
But you can use the rational mind to get into it.
You need the rational mind, but
Yeah.
the amount of lies the rational mind has told me, and let's come back to the truth. Like, it's crazy. As soon as I started,
You continue, but provide an example at some point.
lies. Fear is a huge lie. A lot of fears. Fear's a survival process, but the amount of
I'm not loved. So
I'm not loved. It's
simple one.
Outstanding lie. I need to do this thing in a certain way. I need to have this role in society. I need to get a university degree to be smart. I need to be loved to be valued. Like, I need to get love from other people. Like, I need to get love from other people is a huge lie I told myself for a very long time. Very tough way to live when you're looking for love from outwardly. But that's a lot of what we are taught. and little lies. The little lies I find are the funniest. Like, I must eat a certain way. I must exercise a certain way. Like, you know,
Right.
little manneristic things. Like, I must. This food is good for me. This food is bad for me. And then when you find out, like, someone else has done a research paper on how good this food is for you, and you're like, wait a second.
Do you have a red meat?
Red meat.
Probably not the angle you're going down.
No, yeah, I don't know. Just little things that my mum would always say, like, "This is good for you," and "This is bad for you."
Right.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a second. That's as I've become an adult, I realise that is not necessarily
Sunscreen.
true. Sunscreen. I don't know the truth about sunscreen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying yes, yay or nay there, but that's an example. We all do have a belief about sunscreen back. You know?
Any other lies? What lies have you told yourself?
I mean, all the typical classic ones, but certainly I need to work out a certain way. I need to do like the ice baths. I need to do the food, the protein. Yeah, like with my parents, there's beliefs. Yeah, like sunscreen's one, but sunscreen's quite broadly applied to everything. Yeah, it's tough to think of them on the spot. I mean, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, but I kind of like. Do you think to get to that truth about life is a spiritual one? Once you maybe adopted that, why is that such an important truth to adopt? What comes on the back of that?
It changes everything.
Right.
It literally
Why?
changes everything because you no longer look at a life. Your lens changes on life, your perspective, and it's no longer us and them. It's no longer, me and those people. It's we are one.
Okay.
It's looking at nature as like, I am that. Like, I am literally a plant growing beneath the sun. Like, this.
I think that's an important point about defining a spiritual life is that you're not on your own. We're all it's a collective experience in a way.
You realize that. You realize that.
Yeah.
You are literally everything, and you see yourself in everything, and that is the consciousness not being local and consciousness being fundamental. That is what a lot of people who've become enlightened talk about, but it changes every single decision you make in your life. It's like every single anxiety I have that arises in my mind inevitably, it's okay, like, why am I thinking these things? Why am I being fearful about people? It's like, nah, this is someone who is the exact same as me. I am this other person. We are a mirror looking back at each other. Why am I fearful here? It changes everything. It's changed how I approach work. It changed how I approach my entire path in life, what I eat, how I move and exercise. Everything being tailored towards being more present, being more conscious, being more aligning with love and kindness. Every single action being like, is this coming from a place of love? Is this coming from a place of kindness? That's what the spiritual experience brings. It doesn't have to be attached to any dogma.
Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah, the dogma, the woo-woo stuff. We want to make that clear. Like, it's not a part of it. And obviously, a lot of like spiritual dogma, and you see spiritual people and the changes stuff. I want to make a distinction against that. And that has been made clear. It's the idea that, like you said, the love, the kindness, the oneness. You can definitely share that view and not have those spiritual connotations. I think that's important. Yeah.
And I guess there is a dogma. There is a dogma being like a kind of a rule. Like, religions have a lot of rules attached to them. And the one rule of the spiritual experience is love is at the core. And this is kind of something that you can't argue with. Like, love is at the core, and love is... The only dogma is, and the only rule is, act with love. Be love. Express love. have love in every single action and every single decision that you make, and
Yeah.
through every action that you have, think, am I coming from a place of love?
Yeah.
And if you do that, and if you embody that, even just a little bit, you will realize how much your life changes. Your life will literally expand, which is crazy. One rule.
No.
One rule. And I swear to God, if you don't do it.
Well, I mean, I think everyone love is a big emotion in Western society, and I think we don't have to go into it, but I think that's just a pretty spiritual feeling. So all the people that maybe don't think they're spiritual, I think they're all living spiritual lives, whether they know it or not. Potentially, I haven't really thought too much on that strain. One critique against spirituality is, well, like, we're referencing Buddhism, etc., but I mean, I don't think there's good proof of Buddhist society and politics, and we're in a capitalist society. We're
Yet.
bearing the fruits of
Yet.
all that stuff, and yeah, like, how does spirituality tie in with that? I mean, like, politics, dude.
Yeah.
You can't really apply a lens of love on that. What's your take?
I feel like it hasn't been done properly yet. And, that is utopia. Utopia is where we can have love intertwined with all the politics. What about if all our leaders got along and were like, they disagreed in some things, but they found common ground. It's like, okay, let's make the best thing for everybody. That's what they say they're doing, but that's not what actually happens, because you look at the after effects of it.
Yeah, there's just bad actors, though. We might disagree on this. It's pretty hard. I mean, like, I feel like, I know Germany, for example. I won't get too deep in the immigration, but Germany applied a pretty open arms immigration, and it got flooded to an extent. And there's quite a few issues there. I don't think that's a hot take by any means.
Yeah.
So, like, would your point be, yeah, we're going to take time to get there. We can't just...
And an action of love is potentially not letting immigration in. Like, that is potentially the best action for love. And if all our leaders got together and they made the best possible decision, then you wouldn't have negative byproducts, because they would have thought about that. Right. And it's hard to put into practice, but then you adapt, and then you...
Okay. So it's not... We're sort of saying it's not spiritual politics in the sense, like, there's a spiritual side to it, but it's just doing the right thing and constructing a society in the best way possible, which hasn't really been done, isn't front of mind necessarily. So it's not too... Yeah, would you say that's a fair...
I would say that's a fair point.
Right.
I would say that society cannot be constructed to its fullest potential on a political and leadership level until the individuals, all of us, begin to evolve our own consciousnesses. So we need to all wake up individually in terms of understanding your own mind, because then every individual makes better decisions in their lives. Then they realize, oh, I don't need that thing. I need to go for a walk outside. Oh, wait a second. I'm more aware and conscious of the issues in my relationship. I can treat my partner better. Oh, like, my neighbor needs my help. Or like, and then every single individual makes better individual decisions. I stop chasing finance and going on a creative path. Or people stop chasing careers that they don't necessarily want to be in because they're just there for money, and they start chasing their purpose. Enough people do that within society.
Yeah.
The individuals raise collective consciousness. Our leaders will get that. Like, it begins on an individual level and it trickles upwards, as opposed to everybody relying on leaders to make good decisions and it trickling downwards. Like, it works for a couple. Like, that is the society we have now.
Right.
Like, it needs to work the other way. The individual takes ownership. We all explore and introspect and look at our own selves, our own minds, and our own thoughts. We wake up by understanding that we are aware in this world, and it's like, holy shit, enough people do that, we get to a better place. I don't know how that works out, you know,
Yeah.
in a few decades, but I'm kind of convinced that is the best initial step.
Right, right. I'll play another devil's card here. There is examples of societies that aren't spiritual but have really good ethics, good good morals. They treat each other well. They flourish as a society.
Which
And
ones?
you can even take it like things that come to mind is I think some of the I don't know these societies too well, but I think in like Sweden and the Netherlands and stuff, uh, communities, pockets there, and even looking at them as one big community, I think they work well. And people, that's an example. I even think in small case, like local communities, um, that might not be spiritual, but still function well. Like there would be examples of this.
What Sean and Millie were talking about when they're talking about like just a little community in South America
Sure.
who just
Sure.
they're just a community and all they do is act to be in a family and hunt and gather and meet their needs.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like that is a good example of it, and that works at small scale.
Yeah. And well, like Denmark. I think Denmark runs well, right? I could be wrong there, but I think they do. Like they're not spiritual as a. I mean, you could disagree with that statement. You could say there is a spiritual side to it, but I think you get the point I'm raising here.
Yeah, I think an economy can, like some economies can work okay and people can not have poverty and the worst of hardship and have good medical care and all like essentials met in their lives. But you go and ask a person in Denmark, like, what do they think about the purpose in their life and how are they feeling about metaphysical questions in terms of like, what do they think about the universe? And like, you find that most people have anxieties about these things and people are still asking questions. Like, they're still not satisfied of that inner flicker that is there's an inner flicker inside all of us pointing us towards this
Right.
spirituality and about being present and being aware and investigating your own consciousness. It is inside everybody, and everybody in every single place experiences that.
Yeah, and I think these communities like value and respect each other and have these spiritual qualities that we're probably discussing. So maybe you can argue that. I mean,
And they have
there's
less
spirituality there.
Yeah.
They're doing it out of love and respect, and
Mhm.
so this is part of the fabric
Mhm.
in a way.
And
This is important to discuss because we're raising like the fundamental truth, and which we think is life's a spiritual experience. So therefore, we have to kind of. I'm trying to find, looking at ways that truth might be wrong. It's an important thing to discuss.
really important.
If that is our worldview.
It is really important, and it's very true. And I feel like these questions have been more and more, and people will, I feel like, relate to this with the rise of social media. These spiritual questions have been more and more prevalent because social media makes us compare ourselves. It basically brings up all the most pointy and sharp bits of our human nature and points us towards these existential questions. It makes us compare ourselves to other people. It makes us want and desire more. It brings up a lot of attachments. So your desires, your wants, your attachments are skyrocketing within you, and you're like, wait a second, this is what I've been pushed towards feeling. And we realize how unfulfilling it is. And that is where I feel like in this modern age, people are going to be asking more and more of these questions. Young kids growing up in a vaping social media world, you come out of that and you're like, holy shit, like, I've had so much satisfaction, yet why am I so empty? Like, this is going to be a prevalent topic, and people are going to have like black holes forming inside themselves of meaning and purposelessness, which would get filled by drugs, alcohol, by money, material things, But no matter how much of those things you do and whatever Western society path you walk, everybody's got those questions in the back of their minds.
Right.
And you can run away from it all you like, but you sit down and you're quiet for 5 minutes. Sit down and be quiet for 5 minutes and see what questions arise in your mind.
Yeah, I like that. Because just if you do it and just pause, you don't even have to try and force anything. Just
Don't need to do anything.
things it's just interesting what arises or doesn't arise, and
You literally need to do nothing.
yeah. But I just yeah.
The truth. The truth.
The truth. And once that you kind of position yourself, I think we did a pretty good job at. We made an attempt at just dissecting it and playing
Yes.
devils there, but
Yes. How about we give some practical steps then as well?
okay.
So
I will forewarn that going from our experience, like
From our experience.
from our experience,
always from our
always from our
experience.
experience, but we have done. I mean, I will be humble, and you agree with, like, I still don't know much about it, but I feel like I can speak to what I think can work.
Well, we're speaking from a place of walking the path. Like we're
Right.
both,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
both come from places of disillusionment in the world, and that feeling of wanting more, and that feeling of being satisfied yet kind of a little black hole inside you. And we're currently walking the path of
Right. Yeah.
investigating consciousness
Cool.
and investigating what else is in this world. So we are far from perfect. I am like
I'm pretty close.
I am 0.00001% enlightened. Maybe put another zero in there.
Yeah.
But like that is the path.
Sure. Yeah.
And therefore we I feel like we're in an authoritative state to be able to talk about it because we are on the path.
Yeah. Okay. Can share stuff that's worked. Like I think has worked to me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like if I feel like a great practical first step is sit down and be quiet for 5 minutes. Like turn off all
Yeah, I agree.
distractions. Go somewhere where you will not be distracted. Close your eyes and feel the resistance to that as
And
we
get
say
curious
that.
about that. Why is it so hard to sit for 10 minutes? Just be curious about it. And I think that's kind of the first place to start because there's going to be resistance.
There's going to be humongous resistance.
Um,
Like I've meditated daily for the past 6 years, like mostly daily, but every single day there's resistance.
Right.
Which is crazy. There's always going to be resistance, but look at that resistance. That is a learned behavior. But sit down for 5 minutes and see how crazy your mind is, and know that beneath that surface, and if you sit down for 5 minutes every day for a week, those thoughts will quieten. You do it every day for a month and you'll see some silence. But great first step, sit down for 5 minutes and have a look at your mind. I feel like a great second step is introspect. Introspection is literally the thing that separates us from all other animals on Earth. Is why we evolved to become humans. Because we have the ability to not just look outward into the world, which every other animal does, is we look back at ourselves. We look outward and look back at ourselves and be like, what am I? How can I improve? What am I doing wrong? Introspection, looking inwardly. So have a introspect on yourself and be like, who am I as a person? How do I act in this world? What are things that I do and believe? And through that process, it's like, I'm Nelson, I'm 26, I'm a videographer. Oh, wait, why am I a videographer? Oh, I followed that because I'm really passionate about it. Like, what do I believe? Do I have beliefs?
Yeah.
Like, why do I do the things I do
Yeah.
from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed? Well, I go to work every day because I'm forced to, or like I go to work every day, or like, you know, I go to school every day because my parents tell me to. What do my parents believe? Like, what do these people believe?
Yeah.
Where is my compass? Where is my compass pointed to? And
Why is that healthy?
why is that healthy?
Why is that a good?
Because when you look at that, you realize I don't have a compass, or my compass is pointed some crazy place. My compass used to be pointed into where's the next time I'm gonna feel something good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every morning it would be like wake up. That's either gym, that's either porn, that's either drinking, that's like when am I gonna smoke next? It's like
Yeah.
when am I gonna? I want to feel good.
What's
That's
it now?
now it's I wake up every day. I'm like, how can I be more present? How can I? Um, I'm pointed towards love. Like I want to point towards helping people.
Right.
I'm pointed towards being creative.
Sure.
I want to make stuff. I want to live in this world as an aware, present being.
Right.
And I want to help people and spread that love.
And do you follow that, however it arises in the moment, that feeling of, all right, I want to create, I want to love, I want to act in a certain way? Is it something that arises moment to moment, or has it inspired a disciplined, structured path for you to follow each day? If that makes sense. It's instantaneous kind of following, or it's kind of the disciplined structure that you've created based on those values?
It is like those are things that
And are we diverting off the strategies, or this is okay to discuss?
I think that's because
Good.
those
Those are
two
the two.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Sit
basically
for
mine
5
too.
minutes and introspect.
Cool.
Would you add anything?
I think that and these aren't the only two. There's
Yes.
just two ones that we.
Great starting point.
Yeah, yeah, good starting point. That's how I would frame it. At this stage, I'm content with that. Yeah, but I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's less. I'm not asking myself those questions. Like I do ask myself them often, but it's being deliberate and intentional with where I want to go, and then you kind of just know, like every single action is. Not every single action obviously is like
Sure.
I'm very very imperfect.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is the compass, and it is. When you're sailing out at sea, pretend you're a ship out at sea and you can see nothing. Like you see water,
Right.
but you're pointed towards some land.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm in the middle of the ocean, yet I'm pointed towards a bit of land. You can't see it. At night, you look at the stars and you get your compass out and you're like, where am I? So, and every once in a while, it's like in life, it's like sit down and introspect and it's like, am I still living in accordance to those values? And sometimes it's no. It's like, no, I've strayed. Like, but it does influence every single thing I do in my days because it's like, okay, I want to be creative. Therefore, I changed my career. Like,
Yeah.
I want to act out of love. It's like, I try to do that more often. It's, again, very imperfect, but it's
Right.
being less reactive with my, in every single interaction I have. It's trying to act with love. It's, let me give that person a compliment. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. So I do want to go. I think this topic of truth is good. We can come back to different parts because I think speaking the truth is an interesting one that I want to explore with you, like lies, verbal lies, and
Yes.
whether that's okay. But I want to. You mentioned before, like once you kind of adopt a spiritual lens, there's an inkling inside of you, right? I don't know. You've been practicing like surrendering. I'd be curious if. I actually don't know. Is the practice of surrender listening to that inkling, or how do you understand surrendering? Because there's ties into the inkling, ties into kind of what I asked there about how do you go about your day. Yeah.
How far through the surrender experiment?
He hasn't started surrendering yet. I'm reading the surrender experiment audiobooks. I'm asking this without knowing the answer. I don't know how to surrender, but I'm kind of trying to do a bit of it now, and I don't really know what it means. So.
Yeah, it's really funny. Surrendering is such a spiritual experience.
Yes, I love the idea of it. Yeah, okay.
The act of letting go.
Right.
The surrendering bit ties into let go, be open, trust. And I realize that both have very similar veins. And I want to first talk about let go, be open, trust, because I was told this by I believe, someone who was like entered my life randomly when I was on my van trip, who I met out of pure chance, and there were a few coincidences in the day where I was driving around and I was meant to go somewhere, and then drove somewhere else because I couldn't stay there, and had to go somewhere else because I couldn't stay there, and then I met this guy who told me to, who was walking around Australia on foot, and he told me to let go, be open, and trust. And it's let go of any expectations you hold, be open to any and all possibilities, and trust the universe will take care of the rest. And that is basically surrender.
Yeah, okay.
So I would say let go of any expectations, and then let go of everything. Like you just let go. Let go of your attachments, let go of what you want to happen, let go of you trying to impress yourself upon the world, and understand that there are forces and beings, and like there's a life force that is occurring that is unfolding before you. And when you surrender to that and stop trying to, you know, kind of, I want it to be this way, I want it to be that way, I want to feel that thing, I want to be there, not here. And you stop trying to change the experience through your own preference, you realize how much goodness there is there. Like you just get served up goodness upon goodness upon goodness. Like the amount of surrender moments, like Jasmine and I have, we say surrender all the time. It is hilarious. It is honestly, surrender is the funniest shit ever, because like we often get anxious and we often get in our own heads, and we're like, we talk about that and we're like, fuck it, surrender. And then
One cupcake left. Surrender the cupcake. Give it to me.
give it. And then suddenly someone walks by, like literally someone walked past and be like, oh, I've got this cupcake I don't want, would you guys like this? It's
Right.
like, oh. It's like little bits of surrender occur constantly.
Okay. It's not applying a yes man. You're not saying yes to everything.
No.
Right.
It is stop trying to make the world what you want to make it. And the world is like, you can make the world how you want to make it. I'll take that back. It's less of that. It's more just letting go of the things that you're holding.
To that point, you can make the world you want to make it, but I think it's being open to the inspirations and the opportunities when they come. Steve Jobs, you could say, oh, he didn't surrender. No, he enforced the world that he wanted to see. You could argue, no, he surrendered to the inspiration in him and the opportunities that came up, and like the disciplined work ethic to work however long for how many years. You can still apply the surrender model to that. It doesn't limit you. It's not like giving up on everything and ambition.
It's not...
And like why is it not rolling over? I shouldn't position this as a statement because I don't really know it, or as a question. Like, why is it not? I'm just rolling over and I'm not going to get where I want to get to.
It is.
Why is it not that?
It is still acting rightly. Like, you still need to put effort out into the world. It is not just sitting back. But an example of this is because the universe will reward you for your effort. But when I was beginning doing the videography and I was dead broke and making sporadic videos and making videos for free, trying to get people to, pay me and whatever, and it was like, the venture could have failed. Like, I was like, is this really for me? Anxiety is like, I should just go back and get a high-paying job doing something. Like, that's what I should put my focus on. Like, I can't pay my rent this week. And I was outside kicking rocks, like head down, walking across the street, and I found a diamond ring. I literally found a diamond ring.
You sold it for $100,000, didn't you?
150. I sold it, and I got
how much?
$1,500, and it was just like the universe just being like, "Keep going, brother." Towards the end of last year, I had. And those little moments happen like very often when you start surrendering and start letting go. And when you're aware enough, you see them constantly. It's like, towards the end of last year, I had 5x4 immobilized work. I had basically a day or 2 days work worth of work a week. And I was like, I'm going to chill out for the rest of the year and surrender. I'm not going to go chase stuff now. I'm like, I feel like work will come. I'm not going to be anxious about this. I'm not going to be fearful. I had so much fear of being like, you're going to be broke again. You're going to be like,
bro.
this is going to collapse
That's what I
again.
struggle with.
And then started this year, opportunities have arisen.
Yeah, they have.
And they just arise. And then, it's like, okay, I was anxious for no reason. If I had just let go in this process and just surrendered to, and let's say, I'll be more distinct with surrendering. It's not attaching yourself to your internal preference. It's not like, I need more work, therefore I'm anxious because I don't have work. It's then letting go of that, surrendering yourself to that, and being like, whatever. Like maybe I'm meant to be broke for a little bit. It gets really hard when I thought about this when you start talking about tragedies.
Yeah.
And I recently read a book called Shogun, which you've seen the series on.
I've read it.
Have you read it?
I haven't finished it. I've read the book.
Oh, you read the book? I watched the Netflix.
I watched like 5 episodes on Netflix. It was like, I prefer the book was so good. Dude,
Fucking
the book is
Fucking oath.
unreal.
Fucking
Dude, let's
oath.
get into the book.
Shogun.
Man, what a fucking book.
What a book. But they talk about karma a lot. And karma in the Buddhist tradition is the life force. Karma is more than tit for tat, give and take. And like you do something and then something else is going to happen for you. It is... Ooh, we're on low battery. Karma. Let's put that down.
What brought you to read the Shogun? Just came across. Man.
AI, bro. AI recommendations.
Right.
Currently leading me.
It's a Shogun, I mean.
Well, it leads you some
Such a
crazy places. But they talk about karma. Are we on? Yes, we're on. And karma is the life force, more than tit to tat. And everything that happens for a reason. That's something that's been said often. But karma occurs to you because of... and in Buddhist traditions, they talk about your past lives and the energy that you have accumulated. But basically, karma is happening to you for a reason, and it's very tough to embrace. And surrendering in terms of tragedies, which is the end case, which is the hardest case. Like, why me? Why does this happen to me? Why am I experiencing this horrible thing? And I really try and I'm not like saying unfortunate, because it is fortunate in a lot of ways that these things happen, because it is, you shed that karma. Like once you experience it, that is energy that you were meant to experience, and future parts, like you'll
learn from it.
it. Like it's meant to happen.
Is the idea of karma that these souls are going through all these lives and they're taking these lessons, learning, and they're just iterating until eventually there's no karma left and they are like a pure soul? Is that kind of the... Right. So when I die, the lessons that I've got and the experiences, that will take it into the next reincarnation of the next person, and they will carry that in a way. Okay.
And however much good that you do in this world, how much love you spread in this world, your next incarnation will benefit from.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So yes, souls in this world are constantly moving through and reincarnating.
Okay.
This kind of comes back to I'm wary of
Sounding, yeah.
Of investigating another truth of there is a higher being of higher level consciousness. I recently read a book about should I tuck into this? It's called the Laws of the Sun, and I'm wary of tucking into this because of I'm unsure if I believe in all the author has to say, but I believe in a lot of what he has to say. And basically, what he says is there are dimensions of consciousness. Um, First dimension is same as like maths, it's just a point. Second dimension, you have a line. Third dimension, you have a flat plane. And that is where we exist in the material plane. 3D world, that is where we experience, and that's the material world. And then 4D, fourth dimension, is where you become awake. Is where you understand that you are a conscious being. And you understand
Define conscious being.
you waking up, being
Okay.
like, I'm aware of my thoughts, I'm aware in this world, I'm a conscious
You
being.
become, okay.
You understand that you are having a conscious experience. That's the fourth dimension, and it goes all the way up, and your highest power is there's a higher power up at 20th plus dimensions, like up there, and we are all just a trickle down of them. We are the expression of them. They have
Right.
been like, let me express myself through the world, or through let me express myself, and that's how the universe was created, and that's what we are.
Can you repeat that last bit? Sorry.
We are expressions of this 20th dimension consciousness.
Oh, really? So there's third dimension material, fourth dimension conscious being. You're saying there's up to 20?
20 and above. So
So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right.
and so like up at like 7, 8, 9 is Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Lao Tzu. It's people who have become enlightened. It's Buddha. It's people who have become enlightened and risen further in dimensions of consciousness because of their ability to renounce material things, and through spiritual practice and meditation and introspection and the Eightfold Path, and like they have become more conscious and higher conscious and a higher dimension of consciousness. And then up at, I think it's the 13th or somewhere 10, 11, 12 is the consciousness that kind of rule us at this level. Everything's a subset of the highest level, but below that is the sun, the moon, and the earth are conscious beings, and they are like, and when you think about it, like literally all life on earth has come from the sun, and then the earth is this conscious being that is constantly moving and shaping and giving, like around us. Like the earth is a conscious being, and it goes through phases, and it gets cold and it gets warm, and like it is literally a conscious being. So there are these different levels of consciousness that we can rise up into. So but we are all expressions of the 20th dimension consciousness, and
Which is where the souls live, right?
where the souls are tending towards.
Okay, right.
So
Okay.
the truth of this spiritual experience is that we are here to live daily to progress our spiritual life.
Right.
So we're here to every single day to live aware and in aligned, or just like accordance with that high consciousness, understanding that there is more than what we currently experience, and to live every day to progress your spiritual self. And it's not about
Yeah.
being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about making progress every single day. That is the truth,
Right.
and that is what we need to tend towards.
Right. Yeah, the karma idea, it sits nicely by the idea of letting things be, and if tragedy happens, or like we're obviously very lucky, so we're speaking from a place of, you know,
Non-experience that.
Yeah, exactly.
Non-experiencing
And
that.
yeah. So I can't imagine what it's like
I can't imagine it.
to when
Very
it's
hard.
fucking horrible experience. But I can say from like little kind of if I don't, like, let's say there's someone that I love and they don't see things how maybe they might be making a mistake, or thinking that getting caught up in something, and you can just kind of accept it and be like, well, their soul, I guess, will iterate and learn from that. And if they suffer down the line, if they face the consequences of that error, like it is another life in a way, and their soul will learn from it. That is quite a nice thing to sit in. So you're not like, I must impact this or change it. But if you feel compelled to and an opportunity comes up to impact and change it, you obviously take it. But I kind of like that lens about it. The thing about the reincarnation which interests me is because we're all, I'd say each person has their own unique individuality difference. So I think that kind of, I'm not saying I believe in karma or reincarnation necessarily, but I think the uniqueness of each person falls in line with the reincarnation argument. Why are people unique? You get twins, and you give them the exact same upbringing. They've got the same genetics, it's still a difference. So, like Mozart playing the piano at 5. Some people have a head injury. They wake up, they can speak fluent Spanish.
Some people have like crazy talents. Why are some people just given talents?
So I don't think, I just kind of like to remove the taboo of karma and reincarnation and more be like, well, why can't we just, I think there are rational arguments for both.
I think you can almost prove them sometimes as well, or there is a way to prove them, which I've read about, which is through holotropic breathing, which is a breathwork method where you have the ability to. The premise is that you hold all your past lives within your mind and all your reincarnations, and through different breathing methods, you're able to tap into those. And you're suddenly able to, and they've done experiments with these, and people have been able to tap into past lives, like unexplainable things, the paranormal, and the book talks. This book, the whole premise of this book is, the paranormal is real, and it kind of like is, like pulls the rug out of all of science, because it's like we kind of have proof of the paranormal because of so many paranormal experiences of someone waking up and being able to speak fluent Spanish, of of these people being like, okay, they've had people tell facts about specific people that they just shouldn't know, being able to tap into past selves and be like, I was there at this specific massacre on this specific date.
And give specific details.
The bell rang six times at 6 p.m.
It's been proven. Like, so if that's the case, what does that mean? It means, what is it? It means that
there's more.
Right.
It means that there's more beyond.
Yeah.
There's more beyond what we currently scientifically think, and that you can, in terms of this is why I believe in reincarnation, because of, I read, like, it's a Buddhist idea, but after reading this book, it just went through all these different facts.
Right.
It went into near-death experiences as well.
Yeah, that one's interesting. And also, I like the quote: "You only need one black sheep to prove that all sheep aren't white." Right.
So that's.
So it's like, well, we got all these examples. Like, I don't know, like
So that is a mathematical concept defined by Nicholas Nassim Taleb, who calls it the black swan theory, which literally all the Europeans thought all swans were white until they came to Australia, and it took them seeing one black swan to realize that all swans were black. Not all swans are white.
Right.
Sorry, not all swans are white, which is basically what you just said with the sheep.
Sure. Yeah.
But something that actually happened in the world. And his thing is, it's the importance of highly improbable events. It's that one event of there being a black swan which undermined the whole white swan theory. So it's being like, okay, there are paranormal things, highly improbable, near-death experiences. You know, there are maybe thousands that have occurred throughout all time, but, you know, there's been trillions of different experiences. But when you take all these different near-death experiences, and you realize the importance of these highly improbable events. Nicholas Nassim talks about them in finance. Like, it's literally you need to defend yourself against highly improbable events because crashes come inevitably. Small tangent. I'll go back.
No, it's good.
I'll go back to the
You about to go near death?
near death.
Yeah.
So these researchers went and they collected all these near death experiences, the experiences of those, and they all had the same story with different characters, different flavor, I should say. Every single story was flavored by cultural experience, and basically the story was you walk through a tunnel of light towards you walk towards a tunnel towards light, and when you get to the light, you meet these beings that are seemingly high dimensional, and they emanate love. So I say the different flavors of these are people sometimes the tunnels look different. The light is always light. The beings look different. Like, some people saw them as angels. Some people saw them as like whatever in their culture is a higher dimensional being. But when they got there, after all these experiences, none of them went to the end of the tunnel and they experienced hate. None of them went to the end of the tunnel and it was like, you sinned, naughty you. Like, it was all like, every single one was, love was expressed, and these people sometimes got taken through their lives, but every single one at the end of it was like, the high dimensional beings were said, it is not your time, return. And then they come back to life. And every single, between when they get to the end of the tunnel, when they see the high dimensional beings, and the time they are told to return, that is different for everybody. Some people get shown different things, some people get experience different things, some people get taken different places, but there are common factors, like indisputable common factors, which is crazy. It's like, this is the unexplainable. Why is it all the same? That is a proof point.
Yeah. I just think these things should not be so frowned upon, maybe, or at least like, the black swan theory. It's a pretty good example of, because it is pretty distasteful it's not commonplace to really discuss and open that up. And once you think about that, it does shake like your understanding of beliefs, etc. But it's pretty scary. I can see why.
That is why we don't.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying, bro.
It's uncomfortable. Like,
These
pulling the rug out from your feet and your belief system, and it's isolating. And
your worldview. Let me pull the rug out from your worldview.
yeah.
No one's gonna like that.
And we're not. Well, we have different ideas of what's successful to us.
Hola.
No, you're good. You're good.
Are you heading out?
Yes.
Have fun.
I will.
Good to see you, Jazz.
Good to see you too.
Even just briefly.
It's okay.
We'll have a proper meal soon.
Yeah.
So we can
Good
all
to see you.
You too.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too.
have fun.
I will. You too.
Tell the Sheilas I said hi.
Oh, I will.
Hi.
I was going to make a joke. I was going to say, I don't know how convincing we are from our positions of success.
Yeah.
Because we're both somewhat scraping by financially. But I mean, we're both happy with different views of what's successful in life.
Yeah. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Like, I'm the most wealthy I've ever been. I have the least money I've ever had. I'm the most wealthy. Crazy. Like, it's a crazy idea. And these things are, I would say we are, like, I'm not gonna say I am trying to pull the worldview out the rug, change people's worldview. I'm trying to pull that out because
you are?
100%.
Yeah.
Because
You're fearless about it. I respect it. I'm quite. I'm more reserved about it.
Yeah.
But I respect that.
Direct all hate towards me.
Yeah,
All questions and aimed towards me. I'll take it. Bring it on. None of this guy, please.
I'm adopting a different style, but that's good. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Continue.
Well, yeah, it's just like it was done for me, and it was done for me slowly over time, and that's what we need to do. You need to do it slowly over time. You need to have poignant, pointy moments, like strong smells that really affect you. Like you need some, like I had many authors and writers and people I'd read and heard that do that for me, and that's what I want to do for other people. It's kind of like it's a little slap in the face, being like, wake up, have a look at things differently. Have a look at things differently. Have a look at things differently for a mere moment, please and thank you.
How would someone do it for a mere moment? How would someone do it for a mere moment?
I'll go back, sit quietly for 5 minutes and introspect. Look out at the world differently than you already have. Assume everything that you've assumed is wrong and play with that thought experiment. Play with thought experiments. Thought experiments are some of the greatest scientific tools that we've had. All Einstein's theories of relativity are thought experiments.
As in, like, what's one that we could play with?
Oh, that we can play with. What's a great thought experiment? Going back to the lies, like a thought experiment. A thought experiment is let me peel away all the things.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Like, who am I? What?
Right.
Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Let me peel that away for a second. What about if I did things differently? What about if tomorrow I did things completely differently? I walked backwards. I ate with the other end of the spoon, so I held the spoon by the spoon. Like, everyone would think you were weird. What about if I, didn't go to work? What about if I chased my dreams tomorrow? Like, play with that. Play with those thought experiments.
Yeah, nice. I like that. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. What, the spoon? The truth. Okay.
We've covered some good ground.
We have.
I was going to discuss the speaking, like, when speaking the truth. Because, like, I've recently, like I told you about a conversation I had last night with someone where I spoke. It's a hard conversation to have. But it was choosing to speak truthfully. But it's I feel like there's levels. We've spoken about it before. If you choose to just always speak the truth, it can be hard. Like, you can be rude and you can give misinterpretations, and you damage friendships, lose friends, and I don't like. There's a skill to it in a way. Yeah, I don't mind the rule, like, tell the truth, or which is what I kind of adopt now, which is tell the truth or at least don't lie. So I'm selective about, and it leaves room there for me to not always tell the truth. But I try not to lie. That's the kind of one that I'm at. I don't know if that was word salad, but
no, that's beautiful. And it's like, it's really hard to implement these things in actual society and actual life. Like, it's very hard to go tell the truth all day and see what happens. Like, it's really hard. You'll hurt some people's feelings. But I feel like we need to talk about the end case.
yeah,
Like, which is when you only tell the truth, when everything that comes out of your mouth is truth. The Buddhist philosophies say that you can literally change matter because you become the truth. Like, you become Paul Pierce. Yeah. The truth. You become the truth. Like, if you are the truth and everything you say is...
The basketball?
Yeah, they call him the truth, I'm pretty sure. Maybe that was... Yeah, I'm pretty sure
No,
they
that's
call him
great.
the truth.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, just landed
I
on
was
that.
thinking about this.
No, that was good.
I was thinking about this morning. I was like, we're talking about the truth. It's like, let me
Paul
try a Paul
Pierce.
Pierce joke.
He's an interesting cat.
Is he?
Paul Pierce. Yeah. You won't divulge.
Yeah. Back to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
truth.
Back to Paul Pierce.
When you're the example of this was Jesus. Like, Jesus embodied the truth. Therefore, everything he said was the truth, and he could literally change matter. Rise from the dead. Food be here. Like, that is the end case. Like, what you say becomes out into the world. We see examples of this in society, and this is what I think that Brockman embodies. Like, when he says, the things I say I do, therefore what he's saying is the truth, and you know, the things he says happens, and he's risen, and he's been such a prominent figure in our society and in our, like, he's at the spearhead of our culture at the moment. And it happens with a lot of other people too. When the things they say they do, and when they embody the things they say, and they're saying the truth, these things happen for them. Like, that is what occurs. And it's very hard to do. This is probably the hardest thing that I wrestle with, because I still tell white lies. I think they're harmless.
Get the fuck.
Yeah.
Get the fuck. Right, okay. Interesting. This is an interesting wrinkle.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're harmless? Considering what you just said.
Because, to be honest, it's a cop out for me.
Okay.
It makes now easier. It makes now easier. It makes it easier. Well, yeah, it's something that I'm trying to work through, and every single time I say a white lie, I look at myself and I'm like, a lot of the time I'm like, fuck yeah, like, let's move on. Like, it just made this situation easy. And it's like, you know, it just makes life easier. But I shouldn't, like, maybe life isn't meant to be like that.
Do you think some people will just be like, can we just chill out a little bit on the idea of having to tell the truth all the time? Like, you gotta lie. I watched The Imitation Game, and the Enigma, right? Breaking the Enigma code. They were telling lies. They were lying about their jobs and roles. Like, it's one example, but like some white lies here and there. Like, is it a black and white situation, or is it not? And if it's not, like, that's okay. Is it okay for it to just tell lies occasionally?
So this is the Ram Dass kind of his view on it, which I took out of Paths to God, which is his view on, I guess, all these spiritual practices is, we are not perfect. You will screw up. It's not feeling guilty about that. It's kind of embracing it, but being aware of it, and then moving on and trying to be better next time. So it's like, you know, hey,
I got to lie. Is this person's going to die? I can lie to save his life. I get it. I'm just going to do it. And then next time, I'm aware I'm doing it. Okay.
I'm going to make...
So it's not right or wrong. It's just like...
We are imperfect. That is the path. Walk the path.
Cool.
Which is daily progression.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is awareness and progression.
I think that's where my inkling is going, which is it's not black and white. It's individual depending on that person's path and all that. So that covers the tracks there.
It's hard though. Like, how to not lie.
It gets easier when you adopt that kind of, well, the spiritual foundation, but you know, the hierarchies of consciousness there. Like, I was thinking about that. It kind of makes it's easier to tell the truth in that sense when you.
Yeah, it definitely is. I feel like I have told.
Let's make it. Oh yeah, still hard.
Yeah, it's still hard. I've told the truth a lot more in my life though, and I've reaped a lot of more benefits since embodying the spiritual experience. But still in a lot of parts of my life, instead of telling the truth, I've kind of just like separated myself, especially with people. Instead of telling people the truth of how I think about how they act, and I just no longer hang out with them. Instead of, yeah. So that's something that I'm working through, and it's really hard because if I was to tell the truth the whole time, a lot of relationships that I would have, it would be like, as we were conversing, it'd be like, I feel like that's really a bad thing to say, and you should really reflect upon where that's coming from. It's like, I feel like that behavior of yours is really detrimental to yours and other people's characters. Like,
It's hard to communicate.
imagine saying that in front of someone.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. That's why I don't feel comfortable saying you have to do that in a way. Because I got to do it. I got to practice. It feels individual in a way. Your experience with truth, but just trying to do it, I think is good.
You find that I say less. Like, because it's, you either tell the truth or at least don't lie. Therefore, I'm just like saying less things.
Right. Which isn't a bad thing.
Which is definitely a good thing. Which is definitely a good thing. I found I still do. I put tax on things. Like, yeah, the waves were 10 foot tall when they're actually 8 foot. Oh, there were so many people there. 20,000. No, 15. Like,
Yeah.
that is something that
What's your tax amount? My tax is probably 20%. Actually, dude, I'm under taxing now. I think I'm about 25%.
Yeah.
I did the opposite.
Yeah.
What do you tax?
I used to tax a lot. I found like I used to always put tax on things because it makes stories better, and I wanted people to like me.
Yeah.
I want people to be invested in my story. I want attention. I want love. I want people to be like, oh, that's really cool. Nelson, you're cool. That was a good story. Oh. Like, therefore, let me say something a little bit more outlandish than I was. So, I noticed myself doing that as soon as I started becoming more aware. And I was like, I gotta stop doing this. Because it's like, that's a lie. And occasionally, it comes back to you, where it's like, you know, oh no, bro, there was 15,000 people there. What are you talking about? Got a number here.
Yeah, and when you think about it, like that's one of the, you know how we talked about before, those lies you live. That one is like, hey, me taxing means I'm going to tell a better story. I get more love. Like it's a bit of a lie there. Well, some people would probably disagree and say, no, it actually made my story fucking sick.
Yeah.
And they loved it.
Yeah, it's a lie though. it's a non-truth.
Oh, this was good.
Really good.
I feel like we covered a good question there. We had a crack.
We had a great crack.
We had a good crack.
I feel like we laid some solid groundwork for foundational metaphysical questions and theories of the universe.
I think we made perfect sense. I think we outlined exactly how the world works.
Hey, I don't think I told a lie. At least, like, yeah, I don't think I think I told the truth. I think I told the truth.
I might have lied.
I came from actually, I'm gonna say I came from a place of only wanting to tell the truth.
Right. Yeah.
Like there's no tax there. Like everything I feel like I said there was all from a place of I believe this is true. My beliefs will change over time, as we all do, but
Might chuck in a cheeky lie next week and see
cool.
if you catch me.
Cool.
I love you, bro. Alright. Oh no.
Beautiful.
Thank you, homie.
The truth.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. Go dunk that ball.
Oh, Paul Pierce.
Great player.
I'll tell you the story of Paul Pierce. That was